Hello again. Good morning again. Thanks for joining, and I do appreciate every minute of your time watching my video. So just drop off the kids. Wake up a little bit early, prepare them for school, and now on the way back to do the bread earning activities, I call it, just working on IT projects. Anyway, it's fun doing it while earning a really good living, and which that's what America's all about, right? Just the opportunities are there, and also doing what you like, earning a good living, supporting your family. So another topic today came up. Earlier I had a video regarding the latest update on the ongoing effort of removing the president that only 7 days away from relinquish his power. But that, if you watch that video, you know what I'm talking about. But here is another topic. I just read two pieces, two reports on some of these leftist nut jobs that I think we need to talk about, and I can see the fear in me. I can show you the fear in me, and there is a good reason for me being fearful. Also, the story of my family, my life is this. In 1954, my grandfather, my maternal and both family, but actually both sides of the family, has to move from North Vietnam to South Vietnam in 1954 when we decided to divide the country into North and South at the 38 parallel. The North will be ruled by Ho Chi Minh and his communist group. The South will be ruled by a democratically elected president. His name is Ngo Dinh Diem. At that time, mom and dad was around 2. Mom was around 2, dad was around 4. So the parents, their parents, my grandparents took them with a lot with their cousins and other family members from the same town, from the same city, moved south, right? Because they know what could happen if they remain in the north, and for a good reason, my great grandparents are officials of the regime prior to the communists taking over in the north. At the time it was still under the monarchy, the Nguyen family, the Nguyen dynasty, and even though under French rule, so it's in that monarchy, the last king, or we call emperor, the last emperor of the I think it was the Bao Dai. So they moved south, and they live in this community full of northerners under this called Ấp Chiến Lược, so the President Yim, President Ngo, should I say, established all these regions along the city that would just be the northern living inside this kind of like a very big closed camp surrounded by barbed wires and other things, so that protect them against infiltrations of the communists. They call it Ấp Chiến Lược. And that happens, and of course the north, the communists never stop. I mean, they keep expanding. They move beyond the parallel, the 38th parallel. and moved south. So, and the fight, the war goes on, right? And in 1954, another event happened was that the communists defeated the French in Dien Bien Phu, the infamous battle in Dien Bien Phu, and the French surrender, and the international community came in, and that's what happened, divide the country into half. It's very similar to the Korean thing. So from 1954 on to 1975, South Vietnam was under the rules of more a democratic elected government. We call ourselves the Republic of Vietnam. Where you guys, the People Republic of Vietnam, which the communists, and that's another term for communists. So the communists invade the South, continue to invade it. So with the help of the Americans, at first without troops, and after President Ngo Dinh Diem got assassinated, and people, there's reason for it, that it was under directions of the CIA, right? Because the government, because at that time, America wanted more direct involvement in terms of sending troops over. Not just advise it, but combat troops. And President Ngo Dinh Diem didn't approve of it, and he didn't like the idea. So he seemed more like a nationalist. And of course, the political environment at the time was we have a lot of protests by the monks and by the people in the South disapproving of the way he has his cabinet. His top advisor is his own brother, so they don't want that family rule thing, just like a monarchy. So uprisings, but the president was able to push to keep the communists at that divided line. So in 1963, just a few months prior to President Kennedy over here in America got assassinated, they had a coup and in Vietnam, they killed both the president and his top advisor, which is his own brother, Ngo Dinh Nhu. And his family, including Nhu's wife, was sent to France for, I don't forgot what the term is, but that's where political family members from previous regimes actually sent, or like a refugee from his own country. I need to figure out a term. I'll explain to you later. But yeah, that's what happens. And then so other presidents step in, and then so the war continue on, and then American start having their troops in under the new president. And the war just rage on, right? So in 1975, after many successful invasions, 1968, the Tet Offensive, they were inundated the South, but they got pushed back by, with the help of Americans, with weapons, with finance, with aids that they sent in from America. And South was able to push the communists, and won that battle, Tet Offensive. And after 1972, American withdrawal with that under that Paris Accord. South Vietnam was on its own, just some aids from America, and of course that aids continue to vanish, slowly vanish under the new under the Democrats Congress. And Democrat Congress, Congress hold the purse So they decide how much money is given to country around the world. And one of the one that they cut was the aid to the South Vietnam or Republic of Vietnam. And that slowly just very much took away the fighting capacity of South Vietnam. And that led to the invasion, the final successful invasion of the communists from the north in 1975, April 30th, 1975. And what happened then? How is that related to today's event? Right? After 1975, every officer, every fighting man was spent in what they call is re-education camp. It's very much prison, hard labor prison. My dad was in it, even though he was in the Ranger for a few years as a warrant officer for a few years. Some of my dad's uncles spent years. I remember when I pick up that I call grand uncle. He didn't get out until 1980. That's 5 years of hard labor. He was some captain in a civilian police officer. And he spent 5 years. And he came out with just skin wrapped around his skeleton. And he told a story of what happened in the camp. Okay, that is just one part. Now, what happened to their family? Well, they got sent into a called New Economic Development Area, or in Vietnamese we call kinh tế mới, right? Kinh tế mới, mới mean new, kinh tế mới. And re-education mean cải tạo. And so that's after many years of fighting, that's what the communists did to our fathers, to our relatives. Now, today, an MSNBC contributor named Eugene Robinson was recently on a show talking about deprogramming the Trump supporter, and I am a Trump supporter. And he's talking about sending us to a camp so that we can be deprogrammed. It's just another word for re-education, right? No, I've been through one. My family broke apart because of re-education. Many families lost their loved one. Many families broke apart, and that's which was the reason for us to leave Vietnam, to escape Vietnam, to come over here to this country as a refugee. That sends waves of refugee coming to the different part of the world, mostly here in America, but to everywhere you can find. That's why you see many countries has the Vietnamese over there. Right? So now it's happened again here in America. For what? Different ideology. So they want to punish the people that have different political views. Eugene Robinson from WAPO, MSNBC contributor, want to punish people that have different political views. That is not one. That's not one person. Another person was recorded secretly by the Project Veritas recently, and he is the head of a PBS, a public broadcast radio or programming. As TV, radio, talking about taking kids away from Trump supporters and have them kids reprogrammed as well. How scary is that? You're talking about taking the children away from Americans who believe politically different political views, right? And for years, for 4 years, they've been talking about the president taking kids away, children of illegal immigrants, and they cry about that actions, even though that action was the cage was built by Obama, but they didn't care. They was crying because the children of illegal immigrant was separated from their family. Well, there was a reason for the government at that time, or Obama government's doing that. They said to protect the children from that. So now they use a similar reason to say, well, we're going to protect you from your parents. No, my parents, your parents. So I forgot what's the name of the guy is from that, the head counselor of PBS. Actually, candidly saying that about Trump supporter. Now let's just break the Trump supporter family apart, taking the kids away, reprogram them kids, and then we can think about how to punish the Trump supporter. Are you serious? To them, I'm telling you, I'm not going to another re-education fiasco or scenario ever again. I'm done running. I'm done listening to your BS. Our family has suffered twice. We ran away twice already. From North Vietnam to South Vietnam, and from South Vietnam to America. We're done running. And we will not be put into a camp. Our children will not be put into a camp because you feel differently about our views. That's not going to happen. You can take the words however you want, but that's not going to happen. All right. And you can see the strong reaction from me. It's just not something that I just made up. It's personal experience. Ask many Vietnamese in America. Even to those that support Biden, you think about it. You say communists will never come to America. Well, here's your chance of defending the thinking, the beliefs that some of your comrades are talking about, floating around, thinking, and say, oh, they're just talking. No, they're not just talking. Action begins with ideas. And ideas, if we talk so much about it, it become actions, and it will become a movement for actions, and that's what happened. Right? And that's what happened in Vietnam. And some of you that I know have these liberal ideas and have this very similar political views as the guys that are floating the ideas of reprogramming ideas. I know that your dad spent times in re-education camp. I know your family has been sent to new economic reform area, and you know how hellish it has been, right? So think about it. Right? So communists never come to America? Well, it is coming. It is here, floating around. People are being punished for political views, putting on no-fly lists, suggested right now. And what else do you want to see? So I guess it's, if it's not happened to you now, it's okay. But remember, communists are going to swallow their own. Once they finish with the guys that oppose them at first, they're going to see the guys that is not having the same same strong reaction as they do. They're going to put the guys that you are next, not just me. You are next. So absolute power is what the strongest guy is looking for, right? But that is so sad that some of us been through it, still think it's okay. Yeah, we can censure, we can punish our political opponents after being through all those things, moving from north to south, and then from south to America. But anyways, we continue to watch, continue to update these crazy things that are happening to America. I know President Ronald Reagan, I'm just paraphrasing him, says America's our last place. If this lost to communists, where else are we gonna go? Nowhere else. Nowhere else that has rules, has the Constitution, and empower the people to be in charge, not the government. With that, well, I wish you guys well. Take care of yourself, take care of your family. And I'll give you more updates on this latest push into punishing the president's supporters, not just the president himself, but also his supporters. Are there any people that using their constitutional right to object the cheating, election cheating, as they see? All right. Later, guys. Take care. Be well.